Welcome to Star Pencil Basic Understanding Concepts. This class we will learn about quadratic equation and solving methods. So far we see the polynomial equation. So I am rewriting the second order polynomial equation, that is p of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, this is second order polynomial equation. Why it is second order? Maximum power in this equation is 2. That's the reason we are calling this is second order or second degree polynomial equation. Okay, so how to find the roots for this roots or zeros for this polynomial equation? When you make p of x is equal to 0, what values we will find the x values. So those are called the roots of the polynomial equation, right? So I am making this p of x is equal to 0 equation here one more time. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So this equation called the quadratic equation. Okay, quadratic equation. Okay, so by solving this equation we will find the x values. Okay, so we see quadratic equation in the different applications. Okay, we see in many applications where we will get it this quadratic equation form. Finally, by solving this quadratic equation we will find the x variable. For solving this quadratic equation we will use the different methods. In this class we will describe about the two methods for the solving this quadratic equation. One is the factorization method, the another one derived formula. Okay, derived formula. Okay, these two methods I will explain in this class. Okay, so before going through these solutions for this quadratic equation, we will see the different applications where this quadratic equation can be used. Okay, so I will give some of the examples. Okay, there is a room constructing in your college having the 528 meter square area. Okay, so area of the room is 528 meter square area. Okay, so this is the area. It has they are constructing a rectangular room with having the area of the 528 meter square. Okay, and they are given the constraint as per their requirement. They are given the length of this rectangular is equal to 1 meter more than twice of its width. Okay, so they are given this constraint. Okay, so because they need to arrange the inside that playing area or whatever they are desired for, it must be having this constraint. Okay, so then they are asking what is the length and width of the rectangular, we need to find out. Okay, so it's very simple to solve any problem if you assign a variable to unknown numbers. Okay, first what we do not know here, we do not know width and the length of the rectangle, we do not know. So whichever we do not know, we will assign a variable to it. For example, let's take width of the rectangular. Okay, width of the rectangular, okay, is x. Okay, then what is the length of the rectangular also we don't know, right? But we know the length of the rectangular is 1 plus 2x, right? But that means twice of the width plus 1 meter more than that. Okay, that's the reason we are adding 1. Okay, so what is the area of the rectangular? Area of the rectangular is length into width, right? So it is x into 1 plus 2x. That is. Now why it is in square form area? I will give you a simple example. Okay, if person traveled from point A to point B, okay, so he covered some distance, right? This is a one directional, so we will be measuring in the feet how many feet he traveled, or how many centimeters he traveled, how many meters he traveled, how many kilometers he traveled. But when you are denoting the size of the room, surfaces, everything is a two-dimensional. Now we will take an example. Okay, for example, you have one room, have the one square room having the side length is 3 meters. Okay, so what is the area of this room? We will simply calculate room area 3 meters into 3 meters, that is 9 meters square, right? So what does it mean of the 9 meters square? So it has the 9 meters square area. Okay, that means it has 1 meter square plus 1 meter square plus 1 meter square, like that. It has, this room has the 9 meter squares area. Okay, so I will divide this into the each meter square like this. Okay, so each width is here 1 meter, 1 meter and 1 meter. Similarly, y also I am dividing. Okay, this is 1 meter, 1 meter, this is 1 meter. Okay, so this area is the 1 meter square area, right? Like that, how many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 meter square areas it has. That's the reason we will multiply always. Okay, for the rectangular, the square, to find the area, we will just multiply width and the length. Okay, so here if you see the area of the rectangular, x into 1 plus 2x. Okay, so if we expand that, I am writing here x into 1 plus 2x. What is the area is given? They are given the area, right? So what is the area? They have given 528 meters square. Okay, so if you expand this, you will get x plus x into 1 x into 2x, 2x square is equal to 528. If you bring all to one side, I will write it into like 2x square plus x minus 528 is equal to 0. Okay, so this is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation form. Once we come to this equation, our objective will be the finding the x value. Okay, once we get the x value, then we will come to know the width of the rectangular, then length of the rectangular we will come to know, right? So we need to solve this equation to get the x variable, right? So your friend is giving a problem to you. Okay, something like this. There is a two positive integers. If you multiply the two positive integers, you get the number 306. Then what are those positive integer numbers? You asked it. Okay, so it's a very funny question asked one of your friend. Okay, how do you find it? Very simple, I said, right? So you need to assign a variable which you do not know. Okay, he's asking me the two consecutive numbers. That means consecutive numbers are 3, 4 is a consecutive number, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, two adjacent numbers. Okay, those are called the consecutive numbers, right? So he said product of the two consecutive numbers is 306. Then what are those two numbers is the question. Okay, then what you do, you will whichever the number, okay, any number, right? You do not know that number, so you will assign a number to x. Okay, consecutive number means the next number to it will become x plus 1. This is called the next number to the x. For example, 7, the 7 next number is 7 plus 1, 8, right? Similarly, if you are taking whichever you do not know, you are assign the x is the variable, the next number is the x plus 1. What he has given product of this number is means x into x plus 1 is 306. Then we need to find the x variable. Okay, so here x into x, x square plus x into 1x is equal to 306. That I am rewriting again, x square plus x minus 306 is equal to 0. Now we get again quadratic equation, that is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Here a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1 and c is equal to minus 306. Now by solving this equation we get the x variable. Okay, those are called the roots and zeros of this equation or the solution for this equation. Okay, solution means if we substitute those values into this equation will get satisfied. I will explain you another problem. Okay, so yeah, this is the problem. Okay, Rohan's mother age 26 years older than Rohan's son, right? Rohan's age. This is the one given statement. Another statement, after 3 years, product of Rohan's and mother's age is 360. Then find Rohan's age, Rohan's current age. Okay, so this is the problem statement. Okay, I said very clearly, whichever we do not know, we will assign a variable to it. What we do not know here, Rohan's age and mother's age, we do not know. Let's take, he is asking for the Rohan's current age, right? Let's take the Rohan's age as the x. Okay, Rohan's age is equal to x. Let's take, okay, Rohan's age is the x. So we assign a variable to the Rohan's age as x right now. What is the Rohan's mother's age? Mother's age is telling 26 years older, means whatever the Rohan's age is there, 26 years more having the mother's age is 6, right? Then after 3 years, the product of their ages, okay, is 360. So the current age is x. After 3 years, what is the age of the Rohan's? X plus 3, right? Okay, now what is the mother's age here? X plus 26. After 3 years, what is the mother's age? X plus 26 plus 3. Okay, so after 3 years, the product of their age is 360, right? Okay, so then how do you multiply this one? X plus 3 into x plus 29 is equal to 360. So you will multiply like this, right? So x into x, x square, x into 29, 29x, plus 3 into x, 3x, plus 3 into 29, 87, right, is equal to 360. Then x square plus 32x plus 87 minus 360 is equal to 0. Okay, right? So now we got the, now again quadratic equation, x square plus 32x minus 273 here. So by solving this one, we can find the x variable, right? So we can find the x. Okay, so then we'll, what is the x? We assign Rohan's age, we will get. From there again we can find out the mother's age, right? So this is where we can use the quadratic equation in the different applications. Even you can see this quadratic equation in the algebra and some science physics problems. In many applications you see this quadratic equation, you will get this quadratic equation and you need to solve to get the x variables. Now we will see the different methods to solve these quadratic equations. First method is factorization method, right? I am writing an equation, okay? 6x square minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. So for solving this one, what you do, right? We will take this middle term, and we will split into the 2 and we will find the factors for this equation. Okay, how do you find? I'm writing here one more time. Just see, 6x square plus 3x minus 4x minus 2 is equal to 0. So if you do minus 4x plus 3, we will get the minus x, so that the equation is not changing by splitting the middle term. Okay, the equation is same. Okay, but we can take common from this first two equation is, if you take common 3x, what you get it here, 3 into 2, 6, x into x, x square. 3x has taken outside, so 2x plus 1 minus, here I am taking the common 2. Okay, here 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Now here we have one term and this is the second term. From these two terms, if you are taken common 2x plus 1, then we get 3x from the first term minus 2 in the second term. So what we did, we found the factors for this equation, that is 2x plus 1 into 3x minus 2. Okay, by equating each factor we will find the x number. Okay, 2x plus 1 is equal to 0, then we can find the x is equal to minus 1 and x is equal to minus 1 by 2. Okay, the another factor, if you make it to equal to 0, 3x minus 2 is equal to 0, 3x is equal to 2 and x is 2 by 3. So now roots or solutions for this quadratic equation is minus 1 by 2 comma 2 by 3. Okay, these two numbers will satisfy the quadratic equation, right? So these two numbers will satisfy this quadratic equation. Okay, now you will get any question. Okay, how do you know that it's a 3x minus 4x only need to be right? Okay, for the different problems you need to write different way, and how you can understand there is any way to find this middle terms. Okay, for that we will derive small expressions for this factorizations. Okay, let's take general quadratic equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay, then I am taking, say, any factors will get it into this form, right? So it is like, you know, we will get into this form. So that let's take factors for this equation is px plus q and rx plus s, pqrs. I am just taking. Okay, so if these two are the factors for this equation, then we will write this expression same. Okay, so then what we can do, right, we can make it left hand side. I am writing right side, anyhow it is 0. The left hand side one is ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, if we are making factors, then we are equating to px plus q into rx plus s, right? So how do you multiply these two? As I said, right, the first this way will multiply, then we will multiply this way, right? Okay, so pr x square, right, and psx plus qrx plus q into s, qs. Okay, I am writing here pr x square, here I am taking common, that is ps plus qr x plus qs. Okay, so we written the quadratic equation form. Okay, then we will be equating these coefficients. Okay, corresponding coefficients. So here pr is equal to a and ps plus qr is equal to b and qs is equal to c. Now I am writing the product of this A and C. Okay, PR into QS is equal to A into C, right? So this can also be written P, because all are multiplications, right? These numbers P into S into Q into R also you can write. So I am rearranging this one, PS, P into S into R into Q is equal to AC, right? Now, so let's take PS is the number 1, okay, number 1, and RQ is the number 2, okay. So the number 1 and number 2, if you multiply it, you are getting the AC. AC is the product of the x square coefficient and the constant A into C, right? Similarly, this is also PS and the QR, okay. That means if you are summing, we have taken this PS as the number 1, RQ is the number 2, okay. If you product, you will get the another number, right? That I am taking as the number 1, okay. If you this product, you will get another number, right? That product I am taking as the number 2, okay. So the product of these two numbers is AC, and the sum of these two numbers N1 plus N2 is equal to B, right? So we need to identify the two numbers which product is AC and which sum is B. Then we can easily factorize the equations. I will show you some of the examples. So what you find, this is the generalized form of the quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We found the number 1, n1 I am writing. The product of the two numbers must be equal to a into c, right? And sum of these two numbers n1 plus n2 is equal to b. If you find these things, then we can easily factorize. Okay, we will see now some examples. Okay, I'm writing one example, x square minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. Okay, so that two numbers and the sum, right, where I am writing this entire terms, right, that's called n1 plus n2 is equal to b. Okay, and the product of this a and c is equal to product of that number. Okay, that means now we will write what is the a here. A is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 3, and c is equal to minus 10. So what is the product of the AC? AC is equal to 1 into minus 10 is equal to minus 10. Now what is the factors for this minus 10? Okay, what is the factors for the 10? You can write 1, 2, 5 and 10, right? These are the factors, right? 1, 2, 5, 10. Okay, these are the factors for the 10. Okay, so when you sum up the two numbers, we do check, we will get the middle, which middle term we need to get it. Okay, so if you sum up, if you take 2x minus 5x, what we get it here? It is a minus 3x. If you multiply 2 into minus 5, 2 into minus 5, we will get the minus 10. So we can write it the middle terms 2x minus 5. So first, while solving, what we do, right, we need to multiply the x square coefficient and constant, and we need to write it here. Then we will find the factors for this. Okay, factors we find, and which are the factors, if you sum up, okay, then we will get to the middle term. We need to check it here. From the 2 and 5, we will get the middle term, like 2x minus 5x, we will get the middle term here, right? So 2x, 2 into minus 5 also will get to the minus 10. So now I am splitting the middle term, you see here. So x square plus 2x minus 5x minus 10 is equal to 0. if you take common from the first two terms, x if you take common, it's x plus 2, okay, and if you take common 5 here, then you will get x plus 2, right, and this is the one term and this is another term. From these two terms, if you take common x plus 2, then you will get the x minus 5 is equal to 0. So by equating each factor, we will get the roots. X plus 2 is equal to 0 means x is equal to minus 2. Similarly, x minus 5 is equal to 0, you will get the x is equal to 5. Okay. So now solutions for this. Solution for the given quadratic equation is minus 2 comma 5, right. Now we will see the derived formula for the quadratic equation. Okay. So in this I am rewriting the quadratic equation one more time here. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay. So we will find the formula to get directly to solve, that is x is equal to, we get it into the some kind of coefficients plus constants. Okay, that means in the, so this x will be can be calculated from the a comma b comma c. By using a comma b comma c, we find the x. So we will derive the formula to get directly the x variable. Okay, so for that, okay, I am rewriting here quadratic equation one more time here. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay, I am divide this equation with a. Okay, that's divide equation with a. Okay, then what is that? Ax square divided by a plus bx divided by a plus c by a is equal to 0. Then we will get the x square plus b by ax. Okay, I am taking c by a to other side. Okay, then we will get the c by a. We need to make it some whole square format here. Okay, for example, I am writing here, see, you know, a plus b whole square formula. A is the one number and b is the another number. If you make it whole square, you will get a square plus 2ab plus b square, right? Okay, so we will try to split this term into the same format. Okay, here a I am taking as the x. Okay, so x square plus 2 into a is the x here, right, to b I am taking b by 2a. Okay, so here 2 to get cancelled and still it stand b by a into x, that's where it is there, right? B by a into x plus b square. B square means here b is the term b by 2a, right? B by 2a whole square. Okay, so what is the equation other side? Minus c by a, it is there. When we are adding this side b by 2a square, we need to add to other side also, b by 2a whole square. Okay, so that b by 2a square get cancelled and this equation will not intact anything, right? So now we have written in the form of a square plus 2ab plus b square. So that what we can write? We can write a plus b whole square, that is x plus b by 2a whole square, right? Okay, is equal to minus c by a plus b square divided by 4a square. I am taking common 4a square. So if you take a 4a square, we will get 4ac minus plus b square, right? That means b square minus 4ac divided by, what we can write here, this is a 2a square, right? Okay, that is x plus b by 2a is equal to square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a into whole square. That is, you can write square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a whole square, and square root will get cancelled So it is 2a, right? So what is x? Minus b by 2a plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So I am rewriting the equation here, okay? So x is equal to, if you take common 2a, so 2a minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac, okay? So this is the roots for this equation. Here we have the two roots. So first root is minus b plus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a, and the second root is minus b minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay, now root 1 and the solution 1. Okay, root 1 and root 2. Now since y it is plus or minus here, okay, any square root, okay, will have the plus or minus. For example, I will write, okay, minus 2 square is equal to 4, 2 square is equal to 4, okay. So when you are making square, for finding the 4 square root, someone asks you what is the square root for the 4, okay, it may be 2 or it may be minus 2. Both will be satisfying the square root for the 4, okay. That means minus 2 into minus 2 is equal to 4, right? Or plus 2 into plus 2 is equal to 4. That's why always square root having the two answers. One is the plus and another is the minus. That's the reason we are writing plus or minus here before the square root, okay. So now we derived the roots for the quadratic equation in the derived form, okay, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, and this a is not equal to 0 for the quadratic equation, okay. So this equation, the roots are x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a, okay. So now x is written in the form of a, b, c numbers, right? We can observe one thing here differently. So we have the square root term, okay, that is b square minus 4ac, okay. So depending on this b square minus 4ac number, the nature of the roots will be depending. I will explain you, okay. B square minus 4ac, if it is a 0, okay, b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, then there is no plus or minus symbol, okay. X is always minus b by 2a, okay. So you have equal roots, okay. So you don't get the two different roots for when it's b square minus 4a is equal to 0, right? Another number, if it's a 4 square minus 4ac, b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, okay. Greater than 0 is a positive, okay. When it's a positive, we'll get the positive for this square root, right? Then we have the two different roots, we have the real roots, we have the different real roots. But when b square minus 4ac is less than 0, okay, that means negative. What is the square root for the minus 4? Okay, you don't get the real number for the square root for the negative numbers, right? So usually we will put it say square root I, square root minus 1 will be denoted with I, okay. So we don't get the real roots for the, if it is lesser than 0, b square minus 4 if it is lesser than 0, you don't get the real roots for the real roots for this equation, okay. That's where b square minus 4ac is called the discriminant, okay, discriminant, discriminant we will be calling, okay. It means this will be deciding the nature of the roots, okay. If it is become 0, then we have the equal roots. If it is a positive number, we will get the two different positive roots Okay, positive or negative, we'll get the two different real roots. We'll get real roots, you can say. Okay, get the real roots if it's greater than 0. But if it is lesser than 0, that means it's something like the square root of the negative number we'll get. So that always we don't have the real roots for when it is lesser than 0. And lesser than 0, that means we have this negative term in the square root. Okay, so that means we don't have the real numbers, we'll get it. Okay, that means we'll get the imaginary or non-real numbers when lesser than the 0. So b square minus 4ac will decide the nature of the roots. That's why we are calling b square minus 4ac term as the discriminant. Okay, I am writing an example quadratic equation here, that is 3x square minus 2x plus 1 by 3 is equal to 0, right? So here what is the a is equal to 3 and b is equal to minus 2 and c is equal to 1 by 3. We can find directly using the derived formula, that is b minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. First we will find the b square minus 4ac term. From that we can conclude that it has the real roots, or it has the identical roots, or it has the imaginary roots. Okay, what is b here? Minus 2 square minus 4 into a is 3 and c is 1 by 3, right? Okay, 2 square is the 4 minus 4 into 3 by 3 is again 3. Okay, it's a 4. So it is 0. B square minus 4 means, so it has the identical roots, means it has the single root. So roots of this solution is just minus b by 2a. Okay, x is equal to minus t by 2a. Minus b means minus 2 divided by 2 into a is 3. So it has 2 by 6 plus 1 by 3. So it has identical roots, 1 by 3 comma 1 by 3. Now I will give the another example. Okay, that is 2x square minus 3x plus 5 is equal to 0. Here a is equal to 2 and b is equal to minus 3 and c is equal to 5. Okay, you can finding the nature of the roots, we need to find the discriminant. Discriminant is b square minus 4ac, that's equal to minus 3 square minus 4a into c. This is 9 minus, what is this? It's 8, 40, right? So it is minus 31. Okay, so this is a negative, right? So when you are making the square root of minus 31, we don't have the proper answer. Proper answer, we will get the imaginary numbers, or we don't get the real numbers. Okay, that's why this does not have the real roots, it has the imaginary roots, right? Okay, that is the answer for this one. Okay, we will see the another equation here. 2x square minus 6x plus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, here a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 6 and c is equal to 3. Okay, find the, now we find the b square minus 4ac. Okay, that is minus 6 square minus 4 into 1 into 3, 36 and 12, then 4, 24. Okay, so it has a positive number. So we have two different non-identical roots we have. Okay, real roots we have, because this is the positive number. If you find out that one, we need to substitute this b square minus 4ac in minus 3 plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Okay, summarizing this class, we have written the quadratic equation as ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Here a is not equal to 0. This is the quadratic equation. So when you write the quadratic polynomial equation, p of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, to find the roots of this polynomial quadratic equation, when you are making the p of x is equal to 0, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So this we are calling the quadratic equation. So quadratic equation and the zeros of the polynomial equation both are the same. Okay, to find the roots of this equation, we discussed the two methods. One is the factorization method, and another is derived formula method, right? So in the factorization method, in the middle term, this expression, the middle term is split into the two terms, and we found the factors for this equation, and by equating the each factor we are getting the roots for this quadratic equation. To split this equation, we used the two numbers like n1 and n2 numbers, or the two numbers. The product of these two numbers must be equal to a into c, and sum of these two numbers is equal to b. Okay, first when you give the problem, we will find the a into c number. From that number we will find the factors for that, and which factors will give the which factors sum will be giving the b will be finding. Then we will be finding the factors for this equation, and by equating each factor, then we will find the roots for this equation. Okay, see another derived method. Okay, we derived a formula to find out the x directly, that is minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay, so here b square minus 4ac is called the discriminant. Okay, discriminant, so it decides the nature of the roots. When it is become the equal to 0, we have the identical roots, and that means we have the single root. When b square minus 4ac is lesser than 0, that means we do not have the real roots for this quadratic equation. We have imaginary roots, or not real roots we have. Okay, when we have the b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then we have two non-identical real roots will be having. Okay, I think that's the end of this class. Thank you.